I really didn't want to have to make this video. I was hoping to have at least a little bit more time before I'd have to do something like this, but I guess time makes fools of us all. So let's talk about video game sexism. First, I probably ought to clarify something. I am a male feminist. Now, this isn't as much of a contradiction as a lot of people seem to think. It simply means that I believe that women should be treated completely equally to men. I believe that with just about everything. Races, creeds, colours, sizes, whatever. We should all be treated equally as human beings. Unfortunately, that's not the way the world seems to work. Women are paid less than their male counterparts in almost every industry. The only examples I know of where they aren't are the modelling and pornographic industries. That is appalling, and frankly we should be better than that. But why do I bring this up now? E3 happened earlier this week. For anyone who's not really into the gaming news circuit, E3 is the Electronic Entertainment Expo. It happens once a year, and it's basically the largest expo of video game news. So lots of stuff gets trotted out there, lots of gameplay demos are shown, new features are revealed, all kinds of good stuff. There's generally enough cool news coming out of there to keep most of us drowning in our own drool for a while. But this year, broadly the same though. Some really nice shown-off trailers, some interesting looking stuff. And then there was two announcements that made me scratch my head, sigh heavily, and start writing up a script for this rant. The first came from publishing giant Ubisoft when they revealed the latest in the Assassin's Creed franchise, a game called Unity. Now, Unity is going to be set in revolutionary Paris, which, yeah, very interesting setting, could do some fun things with that. Unity is also going to feature a new co-op game mode where up to 3 of your friends can join you for certain missions. Again, sounds promising. Unfortunately, nobody will be allowed to play as a female assassin. Now, this is a little odd, as previous games have featured female assassins both as characters and just as minor NPCs. Now, the supposed reason for this is that the team didn't have enough time or manpower to create the voiceover work and animations necessary for a female lead. Okay, I have a few problems with this. The voiceover one I sort of understand. You've got to get an actress in, you've got to write a script, so on and so forth, but I'm assuming you had to do that with the male version anyway? So is it that difficult to swap out some pronouns? Anyway, if we lay that aside for the moment, and if we just focus on the animations. Now, I get that men and women walk slightly differently, but as for the combat animations, for a little bit of background, I am currently learning martial art, medieval sword combat to be specific, and several of my fellow students are women. And would you like to know the significant differences in the movesets we're being taught? There are no significant differences. Now, I'm quite a bit taller than most of my female counterparts, but that's because I'm quite tall generally. I'm slightly north of 6'5". Now, there is a fairly simple way to compensate for that in-game. Make your female character quite tall by female standards. Make her the same size as her male counterpart. Is it a little bit of a cheat? Yeah, but there are tall women, there are short men. It's not exactly outside the realms of believability. That way, you don't need to change the animations. If I was the same height as one of my female counterparts, we'd be doing exactly the same motions. Same goes for the parkour-y stuff. You know, if you are about the same size, you will be putting your hands and feet in about the same place. It's not that difficult, guys. Now, I would have been tempted to just give this a free pass, say, oh, well, it's just one of those things. If not for the fact that a couple of days later, another Ubisoft game, Far Cry 4, made an almost identical comment about their own co-op mode. Now, I don't think that this is some sort of big conspiracy. I suspect this is just becoming industry shorthand for we couldn't be bothered. You know, girls just aren't important to us. They're not part of our demographic. And there's two main problems with this. The first is that their own marketing and research has shown that almost 50% of their audience is now female. The female gamer is not this weird anomaly anymore, no more than the male gamer is. However, they seem unwilling to accept this fact. It's the same problem that the comic industry's had for years, refusing to market to anything other than teenage boys, in spite of the fact that their audience doesn't reflect that anymore. But the second problem is that, as anyone who's watched a few of my Let's Plays will know, I prefer to play as a female character. And I'm not the only one out there, and I don't know why that is. It's just one of those things. I think it's probably something to do with the fact that I like the idea of a strong woman standing by my side, fighting off the enemy, much more than I like the idea of me standing alone while some princess cowers in a tower waiting for me to save her. I'm probably not the only one who feels things like this, and frankly, is it that wrong to give us the extra choice? Now, that's not actually to say that everything at E3 in regards to this was bad this year. There was actually one really excellent example of a company doing it right, and that was BioWare. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, BioWare are a subdivision of EA these days who make role-playing games, and they're also my favourite games makers. And this year's E3, they revealed some more information about their upcoming game, Dragon Age Inquisition. They revealed two major trailers, one featuring the male voice actor and one featuring the female voice actor for the main character. And they also put out a bunch of gameplay demos featuring various incarnations of the main character. The main one that seems to be bouncing around the internet at the moment is the female Kunari mage. There's also a dwarven male warrior bouncing around here and there. And yeah, lots of information, lots of variants, all good. They also revealed the name of the voice actress who will be playing the female Inquisitor, Alex Wilton Regan. And this is a very good thing, because interestingly, they haven't yet revealed who will be playing her male counterpart. In fact, barring a couple of recurring characters who we're only 99% sure will be played by their original voice actors, this is actually the first official reveal we've got of an actor or actress in the game. The box art for Dragon Age Inquisition is actually specifically designed so that you can't tell what gender the main character is. They have their back to the camera, they're wearing heavy armor, it's impossible to tell, and that's been done on purpose. And I respect BioWare for having done that. But I also regret the fact that I have to respect them for doing it. Here's the thing, games industry. You are getting better. But we still run into too many problems, like the story a little while ago about the front cover for Bioshock Infinite, where they were not allowed to put Elizabeth on the front cover, even though she is much more important and more central to the story than Booker DeWitt is. That's a problem, frankly. And it's not just going to go away if you ignore it. And here's the thing. The games industry is not the only one with this problem. I mean, let's face it, we still can't get a Wonder Woman movie, which is ridiculous. But honestly, that's not the one that hurts me the most. You can be better than this games industry. I know you can be. So just stop trotting out these tired excuses for why studios of your size can't include female player characters, and just say straight from the off that games with female leads don't sell. And we will do our level best to prove you wrong. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a script to write for my review of Cinders, a game centered around a female protagonist that managed to make money. I'll see you later.